Revelation 1621. From the 19th of September 1940. Sense of justice. People live with the belief, to serve a good purpose when advocating a complete downfall of a nation, which in their opinion adds damage to the other nations. This particular point does without the view of individual reasoning and goes against all justice. People only see what they want to see, and prior to judging, they refrain from reasoning and seriously reviewing, as to how far the public opinion corresponds with the truth. It is an incredibly cruel principle wanting to destroy what no longer suits them, and therefore direct all measures serving the annihilation against fellow men, against beings that likewise were created by God to live through the embodiment on account of their spiritual development on earth. And beings that should serve one another in love, draw together to annihilate each other. This is so terrible and quite marks the spiritual low of humanity, which does not realize the great injustice, and only thrives on unleashing the greatest barbarism against fellow human beings. People lack a sense of justice, and logical thought has deviated far from true justice. Justice, they claim, is something that serves one's earthly well-being, that enlarges power and property, and every powerful one believes he owns the right over the weak ones. Every just thought has been fully lost by mankind. They are no longer capable of forming their own judgment, where the source of wrong is to be found, as to how guilty people themselves are of the disasters they are faced with. Only their hatred and lovelessness speaks. They want to practice retaliation and indulge in revenge for the sake of works, which goes against all human senses. People rage against each other, they outdo each other in cruelties and mutual extermination. And yet the aggressor is to be condemned far more than the attacked, that must defend himself and therefore uses the same means. It is a work of destruction, which is led by Satan himself. Because he drives hate and lovelessness to a frightening pinnacle, it is a rage against each other, which kills any human feelings. People no longer fight against people, but a specific kind of deeply fallen spirit beings, and thousands upon thousands of people have to suffer and end their lives in ferocity. But God takes revenge on people's iniquity. He will condemn the rage against one another. He condemns this kind of militancy, and his judgment is indeed just. It will hit the guilty one when the time comes. He will let the world know who instigated the terrible evil, and he will brand them, that the world recognizes the abhorrent behavior of the one, so that the people think justly, and regard all fellow men as equally created beings of God, that they abhor their wrong behavior, reconcile and make an effort to do good for their sinfulness. Amen.